Well, this is what happens. You lost the bet,
Okay.
and now you have to pay for it.
Okay. Oh, Sarah.
I know.
I won the bet. God, I look good.
No. You lost. Hello, welcome back to Props. I'm Sarah Tiana, and this is my lovely assistant, Andrew Santino.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You look absolutely divine.
Divine, I was going to say. I wanted a compliment. I didn't want anything negative or mean because I look very nice today.
I'm the one that did your makeup.
You are?
Because you lost again last week.
Yeah. That being said, next week, we're coming up on Halloween soon. So I think the next bet should be I get to pick your Halloween costume if you lose.
Okay, and if you lose, I get to pick your Halloween costume and Gothard's Halloween costume.
Oh, that's great. That's
I also
perfect.
did Gothard's makeup.
Oh, really?
Did you?
You look so good, baby.
Thanks, guys. I'm loving these challenges.
Is that mole yours?
Yeah,
Is that yours?
Of course it's my mole. Who's
Yeah.
mole? I didn't borrow it from somebody.
You look good.
I want to go back to the hot dogs and beer challenges.
Let's see you put on that little fedora. Let's see you put on the fedora. A lady on the town.
Dude, my swag goes up every week.
Wow.
You look
Speaking
kind of
of
like
Halloween.
you look like a newsie. You look like a cute little newsie. Yo, papers.
All right, just a heads
Take that
up.
as a compliment.
It's not a mole, it's a beauty mark.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I know. That's offensive to mole people. I don't want to offend the moles. I don't want to offend the moles in the world.
All right, let's get into the
Let's
props.
go.
All right, the first prop on Thursday Night Football this week, we've got revenge. Brock Osweiler and the Miami Dolphins head to Houston to take on the Texans, the team that once decided it was a good idea to give him a contract worth $72 million. The prop, will or won't Brock Osweiler have a QB rating of at least 72 against his former team on Thursday night?
It's just another game, in the words of Osweiler. So far, the ex-Sun Devil, by the way, who I love, Forkham. There we go. He has a QB rating. He has a QB rating of 107. So make no mistake, all this jabbing at him is unnecessary because the kid is good. And on his road to the Super Bowl with the Broncos, remember that whole thing with Peyton, the man Manning? He had a QB rating of 86. So let's not front all over Osweiler like he's garbage because I think he's good. Houston was the problem. They're trash, not him. This is also the year of the backup. Might I remind you of Allen and Peterman, Bortles and Kessler, Fitz and Winston, Tyrod and Baker. Guys, this kid is going to light it up, and I love him.
You only like him because he's from Arizona
That's not
State.
true. He's not that bad of a quarterback.
Also, like, Houston's defense is really good. Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt have been tearing it up, finally, as a double-headed snake. And also, Houston's beat the Jaguars. They've beat Buffaloes. They've beat Colts. So it seems like Dolphins are the easiest animal to beat out of all of those. So that's my theory going into that. And I think the only thing that Osweiler is ever going to have 72 of is virgins, because he's basically a terrorist who just keeps blowing up teams left and right for no reason, screwing them out of tons of money.
Okay, that's a deep claim. I was just going to go to the football stats of the first two games. He did pretty darn well. Had a great QB rating his first two games, led him to have 107 now. I think the kid is way better than we're giving him credit for. Houston's mistakes shouldn't bear on what's going to happen in this game. And he's going to go down there to the Texans, eat some barbecue, and whoop that booty.
It's me trying too hard, and that's when you always fail. When you try too hard, like you, in this game.
Gothard, you pretty little sweet angel.
Thank you.
What's the
Thank you.
verdict, babe?
The verdict is Brock Osweiler is a terrorist. So I'm going with that.
Come on! Come on! Is that
Finally.
real? Is that real? You really think he's a terrorist?
No,
This is why I'm losing the show.
It's
By the way,
entertaining to think of that.
let it be known that the real props bets, I won almost all of them this past week. Let that be known. Prop number 2.
Finally, for the first time.
Prop number 2. Hey, Sarah.
Hey.
Friday night, you and I are going to New York City.
Yeah.
The Big Peach. You know who else will be there? The Golden State Warriors. They visit Madison Square Garden for the first time this season to take on the New York Knickerbockers. The prop, which Golden State star goes for more points in MSG Friday night, Kevin Durant or Steph Curry?
Who has more points, Kevin Durant or Steph Curry?
That's the
I mean,
question.
in general, it's always Steph Curry. I think Kevin Durant, obviously, you know, MVP. He's like, but he has ugly shoes and Steph Curry has better ones, so I'm gonna go with him because in general, anybody with nicer shoes should score more, period. Also, I don't think Kevin Durant can even drink a beer, so MSG sounds like something he cannot handle. So I'm going to say no to Kevin Durant.
I'm going to clap back on literally everything you've ever said.
I'm sure.
Of course he can drink a beer. He's of age. Those long arms, I'm sure he can grab many a beers off the bar.
He can drink one, he can't handle one.
Oh, he can handle one. He can handle everything. Have you seen his handles? He's the shake and bake king. First of all, the shoes you want to talk about? It's got to be the shoes, Mars. Kevin Durant shoes are far better than Steph Curry 5s. Those are garbage. Under Armour, stop trying. In fact, get some Curry in those shoes. Get some Spice instead of white nerds developing dad shoes. KD is coming to LA next year anyway. He's got more career average points, 27 to Steph's 23. And let me tell you something. The last couple of times he was in MSG, he didn't do so hot. He's going to show up now. KD, you're going to take it.
Right.
Under Armour, get some new people to develop your shoes. They're garbanzo
History
beans.
repeats itself. That's why he's going to suck in MSG again.
KD's going to take it this
And the only reason he would shoot lights out is if the Knicks win the championship, because he's going to end up wanting to play for them, because that's what he does. He
No
goes
way.
to
He's
teams
coming
that
to
win.
LA to play
He only
with
plays
LeBron.
for teams that win the championship the year before. That's his whole
I like his style.
thing.
I like his style.
Gothard, I like your style.
Thank you. I mean, you should like it since you did my makeup.
Thank you.
I'm giving this one to Santino because it comes with the facts.
Yeah,
KD
the facts
averaging more
is an
points.
understatement.
Well, he had more points per game. Okay, and his shoes are garbage. Do you think Kevin Durant shoes are better than Steph Curry's?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
100%. Steph Curry, the Curry 5.
No thanks.
Please, please.
Says the guy in K-Swiss. All right.
I'm not wearing. Oh, he is. Oh, dude. Do you have a fireplace at home?
I wish.
Burn those.
Prop number 3, the World Series has begun, with the Dodgers and Red Sox playing against each other in the Fall Classic for the first time in 102 years. Games 3, 4, and 5 will be played over the weekend in Dodger Stadium, which means the Red Sox have to shuffle their lineup to deal with no DH. The prop, over or under 0.5 errors as a second baseman for the Red Sox usual right fielder Mookie Betts in Dodger Stadium this series.
You bet your ass he's going to have an error. What are we even talking about? He's barely played at second base ever. He is their dominant right fielder. And when he does play, he's terrible. In 14 games, in 2014, he had 3 errors. That is so garbage. 3 errors in 14 games. Jose Altuve, take a guy who's a killer at second base, only gets 1 error about every 17 games. That's about every 17 games. Flawless. That's who you have to have, someone good at the bag. I get the shift. I understand why they're doing it. Listen, the only way that he's not going to get an error is if he calls interference on the base and it's called an out by the garbage umpires. Fan interference, my butt. Of course he's getting an error.
Well, okay. I don't think he's going to get an error because Mookie Betts is good at everything. Okay. He can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 2 minutes. He bowled a perfect 300 in bowling, which I'm the only one that's ever bowled more than a 300. Last time I bowled a 301. Because,
that's impossible.
Well, you can't bowl a 300 and lose, Santino. And also, the DH is bullshit. So I hope he plays second base just so I can watch him have to play second base.
And you'll watch him grab an error or 2.
No, I think he started out as a middle infielder. He's fine in the infield. And also, I think the Red Sox win it in 2 games, so they don't even have to come to Dodger Stadium.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You think you're going to defy the rules of baseball?
Yes,
okay.
I do. Because
well,
the Dodgers
just for that, I think you should lose, Gothard, because you know that that's literally not possible. And
It
you
is.
got to know that Mookie is going to flub a ball at second base, just like he flubbed that ball, and that should have been a home run. It wasn't fan interference.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
know,
the prop.
but I got to go back to it because it was annoying to watch. What do you say, baby?
It's just really hard to go against somebody that can bowl a 300. I feel like he can do anything.
Thank you.
If that's really true, then I'm going to go with Sarah on this.
It
one.
is true. That has nothing to do with baseball.
Should I get?
God!
I feel like I should get 301 for that.
Well, the score.
You know what? If you
was
keep
100.
adding miscellaneous points, I'm going to come back over there and fight you.
Okay.
I'll
I'm
fight you
gonna
on
come over
camera.
there and fight
I think
ya.
I won't.
Well,
Yeah.
I took off my makeup.
If you want to win, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, you're right. You're right. I want to win. Prop number 4. Hello, governor. We're playing another game in London this weekend, Sarah. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
England's team, the Jaguars, go across the pond once again, and this time they're taking the Super Bowl champion Eagles with them. Both teams are coming off tough losses, with the Jags benching Blake Bortles in a 20-7 loss to the Texans. The prop, who takes more snaps for the Jags this Sunday in London town, Blake Bortles or anyone else?
The boat takes the most snaps, all right? the BOAT, meaning the Bortles of all time, all right? And he's also the bloke of all time in London because he's undefeated there. He shows up in London. That's his favorite thing to do. He's basically royalty in that town, meaning he is respected and everybody loves him, but he doesn't have any real power. So I think because he's so good in London, he really shows up. I think the team finally gets a win, even though they've constantly been losing. And he's bloke Bortles.
He's bloke Bortles? That's your argument?
My argument is that he's bloke Bortles.
It's going to be the field. Specifically, it's going to be Mr. Cody Kessler. It's going to be a little Kessler because he has a better quarterback rating. And the only reason that he was garbage because it was in Cleveland. And who succeeds as a quarterback in Cleveland? Plus, this game is in England, as we know. And the Kessler family, I looked this up, they migrated to the States in 1893, escaping the persecution of bad British food. Cody must return to show England what leaving the island can do for the bloodline. It makes good quarterbacks. That was on the Kessler family website. Kessler is derived from kettle. Kettle is derived from food. The Kesslers left because of the food. Good people. I like it.
And Bortles is returning because he loves it there. And the Jaguars are the London Jaguars.
Go back,
it's a home game for them. It's a home game for them because the Jaguars are only good in London.
That's no one's home.
They're not good in Jacksonville.
That's no one's home.
It's our original
We left
home.
that country for a reason.
Yeah, well,
no taxation without representation.
We're going back to make money off of them, which is the true American.
I'm down for that. That I'm down for.
We're bringing the Eagles too.
We're bringing two garbage teams over there to watch them, to let them watch. What do you say, babe?
I mean, both quarterbacks are just so good. So
I know.
It's a hard argument.
But
I think I'm going to go with Sarah on this one. You're right. Blake Bortles is royalty in London right now.
I looked up the family history of the Kesslers, and I got no credit for that?
I'll give you a point.
Thank you.
I'll give you 1 point.
I did some fucking research.
That was pretty...
See, I did my own cuss word.
I
did some fucking research. What the do you want me to do to win this fucking game?
I love how you have to point out when you do research, as like the rest of us who just actually do research.
See, you know what? I do regular research, but I go the extra mile. I looked up the lineage of their last name.
Right.
God.
Well, what you should have looked up was the stats.
You know what? I'm going to stop kissing you before we start the show. No. I'm going to stop giving you smooches. I'm not going to give you any more smooches before we start the show if this is what's going to be.
Okay. Prop number 5. Sorry. Wait, let me... When you say smooches, I can't...
Stop giving you smooches.
Sorry. All right. Prop number 5. Rams running back Todd Gurley is having a monster year. Thank God I have him on my fantasy team. Leading the NFL in rushing attempts, yards, and touchdowns. He scored a total of 14 times this year, and with 2 two-point conversions added on top of that, he has 88 points by himself this season. That's 7 more points than the Buffalo Bills have scored as an entire team. The prop. Who scores more points this weekend? Todd Gurley against the Packers or all of the Buffalo Bills against the Patriots?
Well, you said it yourself. There's no way to win this war. Todd Gurley, the man, is clearly going to beat the entire team of the Bills. Those sad, pathetic losers. Are you kidding me? Gurley's having the best season he's had so far in Los Angeles, about 100 yards a game. He's murdering it. Rams are going to buck up to the Green Bay Slackers, who've barely beaten anybody of any worth other than my own Chicago Bears, and an embarrassing tie in 2 losses to Detroit and Washington. So get out of here. The Pats are the top team in interceptions, and whichever high school quarterback the Bills are going to throw out there, it's going to be a rough Monday, okay? So Gurley's going to be on the floor, gaining at least 100 yards against these pathetic excuses for a defense.
Well, that's fine. 100 yards still doesn't mean he's going to score 21,
I said
24
over.
points.
I said over.
I'm saying under because I think the Bills win the games that they should not win and they lose the games that they should not lose. Case in point, they could be handing the Rams their first loss or even just a close game. Maybe it's just a close game.
No way.
But regardless, I hate picking against Gurley because he's my favorite Georgia Bulldog and he looks like the 4th member of TLC, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. So I hate picking against him, but I think at this point the Bills have so much redemption, and now that this stat is out there, they're like, we have to finally do something. So I think the Bills end up scoring 24 this weekend. I think Gurley only scores 21.
No chance. No chance you're going to get.
I think he scores 18, actually, 3 touchdowns, which is 6 points.
No chance are the Bills going to come
1,000%.
anywhere close to probably the strongest back right now in the strongest season he's had. Period.
Well, Santino, you said this is his strongest season by far. I think this is your strongest argument by far.
Thank you!
Finally, 7 shows in, Andrew Santino finally makes a strong argument. Congratulations.
You know, the budget's so low on this show. They don't give us computers. They don't give us anything to research. I have to sit and steal Wi-Fi from Starbucks
I've been doing just fine. I don't know.
Oh, well, Richie Rich over here has a computer of her own. Prop number 6. Also on Sunday, we have an NFC playoff rematch as the New Orleans Saints go back to Minnesota, the site of their heartbreaking divisional playoff loss to the Vikings last season, which ended on a desperation 61-yard walk-off touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs. The prop, over or under 60.5-yard catch for Stephon Diggs on Sunday against the Saints.
I'm going to say under, okay, because Stephon Diggs only has 1 catch for over 60.5 yards this season. Kirk Cousins hasn't been airing it out that far. He's been throwing short, great passes, which is how the Vikings have been winning. And as someone who has Stephon Diggs on their fantasy team, I can tell you that if anyone's going to catch a pass for over 60.5 yards, it's going to be Thielen because he is on fire.
Yeah,
all right?
And they're best friends, by the way. I don't know if you're checking out their Instagrams, but they've been snuggling up with one another, taking photos.
Santino with the Instagram research.
Well, they're best buddies, okay? And if Thielen could go and catch more than 100 yards every single game, I guarantee you he's influencing Diggs on what to do. And if we learn anything from the Geico commercial, it's that everything he touches sticks, which, by the way, I don't know how he goes to the bathroom. That's a very uncomfortable afternoon. My boy Kirk Cousins is going to go off against the Saints, whose secondary is the worst in the league in picks, by the way. So get out, get open, Mr. Diggs, because the ball's coming your way. There absolutely is going to be a deep pass to him. There's no other way to judge this other than guessing, and so I'm guessing yes.
Well, also the Saints just got Eli Apple today, so I think Stephon could be double covered, just so the Minneapolis Miracle doesn't happen again.
Well, a 4-2-40 can prove that double coverage means nothing against
true.
Stephon Diggs' legs and his hands, okay? The kid is phenomenal, and Thielen's been getting the ball too much. I think they need to spread it around, and I think my boy Kirk is going to get it done.
I agree.
I shouldn't say my boy.
He's
He's not my friend. I don't even like that guy.
He's definitely not your friend, nor does he like you.
I don't have any friends, and I'm fine with that, except for one sitting over there.
Well, you should get a computer.
What do you think, baby?
I was gonna say, don't count me out as a friend.
I know. I said I don't have any friends
automatically-
except for you.
I would
Okay,
never
good.
have to point out that you're my friend. I think it's understood.
Oh my God! How pandering and cheap was that? I don't have to point it out.
You know, I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. Santino came with way more research on this one, from
Yeah, baby.
Instagram to the commercial.
Yep.
So we're
pushed
giving
it.
this one to
The
Santino.
commercial
Push it
was
to
his
the
research?
limit.
The
See, she gets
commercial?
mad when she loses. I accept my losses. Prop number 7.
Prop number 7. Santino, ya boy, LA Bron James, has been splitting his time between basketball and Hollywood lately, as it was announced this week he's in talks to be executive producer on the Friday the 13th remake, in addition to the zillion other non-basketball things he's somehow producing. The prop, will or won't LeBron James be named the producer of anything else over the weekend?
Yes, he will, and I hope it's this show, because we could use your help, LeBron. Here's my pitch. I know you have the money and the skills to do a sports show with us, so please do it. Also, Sarah, LeBron, of course, is producing as much as he can. I've got the inside scoop from a literal friend who's a producer that says he's got more stuff on the docket, so I'm cheating, but I don't really care, okay? He's got a ton of stuff in development. He clearly doesn't care about the 0-3 Lakers, garbage, who are going to face up against Denver this weekend, who are also going to whoop that tushy. The Lakers have been playing terrible, okay? And I think the next project that LeBron does work on is a docu-series that I'm pitching to him called Drain the Lake. It's about tanking the Lakers and having the worst record in franchise history to start the season. And the issue that lies beneath all of it is the blow from Lance Stevenson in the ear. That's what shook him. Now they're playing together, and it's the Matrix. Anyway, call me, Bron. Call me. We can work this out.
Thank you for making my point for me, because obviously you've seen the Lakers play this year, and you know LeBron isn't producing at all.
Oh, come on.
Especially behind the three-point line. And he's in last place when it comes to free throws at the end of the game. Last place in the effing league for starters, okay? So here's this guy that we're like, oh, he's the best. Well, he's not producing anything except Friday the 13th movies on and off the court, because that is scary to watch.
It's going to be great, by the way, and he is producing more off the court. That's why, because he can't produce on the court.
You know what they should
You're proving
produce?
my point.
They should produce a three-point shooter if they want to win anything.
I think they should produce a 4-point shot. How about that, NBA?
Yeah, well,
Open it up to more points so Brown will shoot from there. He's phenomenal, but he's focusing on Hollywood. That's why he moved
there's
there.
only one 4-point shooter in the league, and it's Steph Curry, who's also going to score more points.
Of course,
at
going to score less
Madison
than KD.
Square.
All I'm gonna say is that if LeBron wants to come and take my job, that is totally fine with me.
Yes.
So if you think he's really gonna come start producing the
is.
show, that's awesome. I'll give it.
Yeah!
No, that is not the.
Yeah, baby!
Oh, this is
All right.
Sour puss. Sour puss. Can we not say puss? I just said puss.
Before we get to this last one, fashion has really been the theme of today, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And I think it calls for somebody that's on the top of their fashion game to ask this last prop.
Hey, what's up? It's PJ Tucker, Houston Rockets. As you know, I'm super into fashion, love fashion, so shout out prop for you guys. Who's gonna come better dressed for the Clipper game, me or James Harden?
Okay, so now we have to choose.
We've got to choose who's a better dresser. Well, let's see the outfits, kids.
Yeah, let's see how they normally come dressed.
Ooh,
oh, yeah.
Harden.
So there you go, Tucker in the pink jacket.
Both wearing purple, looking real
Both
good.
wearing purple, looking like a great team at
Linen.
press conferences
Or
with
linen.
their gold shirts and jackets.
Looking like a judo instructor there, Harden. Look at that.
Red and yellow, team colors.
And then just a nice purse. Then just a nice, a nice merce. That's why Harden's going to take this one. Harden's a much better dresser.
No, PJ is obviously going to choose himself. So I'm taking PJ just based on merit alone and because he has all those shoes in the back. Also, I've honestly never seen a better duo come dressed accordingly since Rizzoli and Isles. They were by far my favorite fashionistas.
Rizzoli and Isles or those two guys? Who was your favorite?
Both of them. But I also love those guys' band. No shoes, no problem. No
they're good.
No shoes, no socks, no problem.
Are they on tour right now?
Yeah.
Because I go see them. First of all, we all know that Harden's a better dresser. I know PJ's the man, but Harden looks good. When he dressed up like a tennis ball in that Balenciaga neon, looking real slick, real sharp.
Ooh, Balenciaga.
Yeah, he looks really good. Also, no more tight pants in the NBA. I'm really tired of this. I think they look ridiculous. I disagree with tight pants. I don't need to see that. I miss the old days when they wore baggy suits. Come on back, baggy suits.
No.
Where are you, Allen Iverson?
No,
Come
women
save
wear
us.
the baggy suits now. Haven't you seen Lady Gaga?
With your
She
shoulder
looks
pads?
Fabulous.
Why couldn't men wear shoulder pads in their suits?
You can.
I'm gonna. Gothard.
Let's see what he has to say.
All right.
Come on, y'all know who the best dressed. It's me all day.
Oh, who could have predicted that he would pick himself? I mean, what is this?
I win.
No, you don't win. No, you don't win.
What? Wait.
Yes!
What do you mean?
That's all I got for you. I'm
That's all you
sorry.
get. You only get a
That
couple of
wasn't
points for
enough.
stealing an answer from a guy who knew he was going to pick himself. You know that was a W for Big Red.
So what is my costume going to be next week?
I'm not going to tell you on air.
A sexy.
No, it's not going to be sexy.
A sexy basketball player.
Actually, I'm going to be a sexy costume. And I want you to wear something ridiculous. Gothard and I are gonna talk about it. We'll have a little chat and we'll figure out what we're gonna do,
Sounds
right?
good to me, yeah.
All right, good. Remember, kids, go to the Yahoo Sports app and play all these props with us in the Yahoo Fantasy Slate. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 2Debate2Furious. And if you're in New York City Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night, come see both of us do our side jobs as stand-up comedians at Caroline's on Broadway. The shows are at 7:30. Score tickets right now at carolines.com.
Thank you for watching Props. I'm Sarah Tiana.
I'm Andrew Santino.
We bet you'll be back. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching Props on the Yahoo YouTube page.
Yeah, please subscribe because we need more viewers and that's how we stay alive and eat and feed our families.
New shows come out every Wednesday. And don't forget to hit the like button right below our beautiful faces right here. That'll help us out too.
Yeah.
Props to you if you do it right.